Some goodbyes are not punishments. They are permissions. Permissions to breathe again in a space where your chest was always tight. Permissions to sleep without overthinking every word you said. Permissions to wake up without emotional heaviness sitting on your chest like a weight you cannot explain. Permissions to finally return to yourself. Because somewhere along the way, you stopped being you. You became the version of yourself that was easier for others to accept. The version that didn't complain. The version that understood too much. The version that stayed too long. And without noticing it, you started shrinking. Shrinking your voice so you wouldn't cause problems. Shrinking your needs so you wouldn't ask for too much. Shrinking your emotions so you wouldn't be called too sensitive. Until one day, you look around and realize you are inside a life that no longer feels like yours. And then the goodbye comes. Not always as a loud ending. Sometimes it comes as silence. Sometimes it comes as distance. Sometimes it comes as you finally saying, I can't do this anymore. And it shakes you, because nobody prepares you for this part. Walking away from something painful can still feel painful. They don't tell you that choosing yourself can feel like you are doing something wrong. They don't tell you that the moment you stop accepting less, you will suddenly feel like the villain in someone else's story. So, you sit there in the aftermath, with questions that don't sleep. Did I ruin everything? Was I selfish for leaving? Maybe I should have tried harder. Maybe I was the problem. And that is where the real war begins. Not in the goodbye itself, but in the guilt that tries to drag you back into what already broke you. Listen closely. Some goodbyes are not proof that you failed. They are proof that you finally stopped failing yourself. Because there is a kind of exhaustion that doesn't come from life. It comes from people. Exhaustion from over-explaining your feelings to someone who never really listens. Exhaustion from over-giving to people who only receive but never return. Exhaustion from overstaying in places where your heart is slowly going quiet. And at some point, your soul starts asking for something your fear doesn't want to give. Exit. Not out of anger, not out of hate, but out of survival. Some endings are not punishments. They are interventions. They intervene in cycles that would have kept repeating. Cycles of hoping. Cycles of disappointment. Cycles of loving potential instead of reality. Cycles of calling it love when it was actually emotional depletion. And yes, it hurts to accept that. Because you are not just letting go of a person. You are letting go of everything you attach to them. The conversations that used to comfort you. The memories that once felt like home. The future you built in your imagination. The version of them you kept hoping would finally become real. But here is the truth that hurts and heals at the same time. You are not losing them. You are losing the illusion that they were meant for your peace. And in that loss, something else is happening quietly. You are returning to yourself. Because every time you choose to stay where you are not valued, you slowly abandon yourself. You abandon your needs. You abandon your standards. You abandon your voice. And you start calling it love. But real love does not require self-abandonment. Real love does not punish you for having boundaries. So, when you finally walk away, it is not a collapse. It is a correction of where your energy goes, a correction of what you tolerate, a correction of what you call normal. And in that correction, there is grief, because healing always looks like loss before it looks like freedom. You will miss them. You will question yourself. You will replay moments, searching for a version of the story where you stayed and it all worked out. But peace does not live in what if I stayed. Peace lives in I finally stopped hurting myself to be loved. So, if you had to leave, if something ended, if you chose yourself even while shaking inside, do not call it punishment. Call it protection. Protection from a version of you that was slowly disappearing. Protection from relationships that required your silence to survive. Protection from love that only worked when you were easy to manage. Because some goodbyes are not the end of your story. They are the first honest chapter of your healing. And one day quietly, without forcing it, you will look back at what you once cried over and realize something powerful. That goodbye did not destroy you. It delivered you. So do not rush to fill the space too quickly. Do not run back to what taught you pain. Do not mistake loneliness for a reason to abandon your healing. Sit with it. Feel it fully. Let it reshape you gently. Because the right people, the right love, the right life will never require you to lose yourself in order to be kept. And the day you finally understand that, you will stop calling goodbyes punishments and start recognizing them for what they sometimes truly are. The beginning of you coming home to yourself. You are going through this right now. I want you to hear this slowly, not as advice, but as something to hold on to when your thoughts get too loud. Some goodbyes don't just leave silence in your life. They leave confusion in your mind. You keep replaying everything, searching for the exact moment it started falling apart. You keep asking yourself questions that don't have clean answers. And in that silence, your mind becomes a courtroom. And you are both the accused and the judge. But listen, what you are feeling right now is not weakness. It is withdrawal from something your heart got used to even if it hurt you. Because pain, when it stays long enough, starts to feel familiar. And familiarity can feel like love, even when it isn't. So now that it's gone, your emotions don't know where to go. That emptiness you feel is not proof that you made a mistake. It is proof that something significant has ended. And endings always echo before they heal. You may feel like you are falling behind in life. You may feel like everyone else is moving forward while you are stuck in memories. You may even feel like you lost your direction, your focus, your strength. But you didn't lose yourself. You are still here, breathing, thinking, feeling. That alone is proof that you are not broken beyond repair. Right now, Your heart is doing something very difficult. It is learning how to let go of what it once held tightly. And let go does not mean forget. Let go means stop bleeding for what no longer stays. There will be moments when you miss them so much it physically hurts. There will be nights when your thoughts try to convince you to go back. There will be memories that feel louder than your present reality. But missing someone is not a reason to return to what broke you. Pain is not a sign that you should reopen the wound. Loneliness is not a command to abandon your healing. It is just a phase, not a direction, and I know it feels like you will always feel this way. But you won't. There will come a day when their name does not shake your chest anymore. A day when your memories stop feeling like open wounds. A day when you can think of them and still breathe peacefully. Not because they changed, but because you did. You became someone who survived what once felt impossible. Someone who stopped negotiating their worth. Someone who learned that love should not require self-erasure. So, if you are in the middle of this goodbye right now, be gentle with yourself. You are not late. You are not lost. You are not weak. You are in transition. And transitions are not comfortable. But they are powerful, because they are the space between who you were and who you are becoming. Do not rush this process just to escape the discomfort. Do not numb what is trying to teach you something. Do not return to what you already outgrew just because healing feels slow. Sit with yourself, even if it is uncomfortable, even if it is quiet, even if it hurts, because in that quiet, something important is happening. You are coming back to yourself. And slowly, without forcing it, you will realize that what felt like the end was actually the beginning of your strength returning.